Hello and welcome back to another episode of the PVM focused Ultimate Ironman. If you're new to the series, make sure you select the playlist and start from the beginning so you can see all the progress leading up to this point. Also, I just wanted to talk quickly about all of the rambling clips that I tend to include in some of my videos. I know that those are not always the best viewing experience, so I'm trying to trim those down as best I can while still leaving some context in for what I'm thinking about doing, what my plans are for the account, things like that. So I'm going to do my best to kind of trim those out and keep it as, concise as possible, but I do have a lot of rambling clips, so if you would like to see those in the future going forward, please let me know. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, I've just been kind of standing here for a few moments, just, honestly, just kind of crazy that we got it all done. So I'm going to be dropping some items that I don't need. I'm just going to alch the Amulet of Strength. And yeah, this is kind of what our setup's looking like and what our inventory's looking like. So we haven't looked at this in quite some time in total, but we're currently at a guide value of 41 million GP. I think that's pretty accurate. I don't really know, but 41 mil that's not bad, and we've got quite a bit of stuff going on here. And 57 smithing, not bad at all. We're actually getting quite a few levels. We're almost done with our gold ore, which is great. This is super fast. Gold ore is super straightforward to do on an ultimate, and I mean, gold bars are completely worthless, so it doesn't feel bad dropping them at all. Alright, we completed our gold ore fairly quickly, so now we're going to go grab our mithril bars, and we're going to go smith those into mithril dart. And 59 smithing, that's going to be the last level of the ores that we currently have. Alright, we just got 59 fletching, the first level. I think we'll potentially get one, maybe two more levels. So not bad. We're actually getting a good amount of experience. So I'm looking at this, and there isn't really anything else we need to do immediately. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to work on just getting our supplies ready for construction. So I'm going to take out my steel bars, which are going to be necessary for this. And then I think that's actually it. We're ready to do this new construction method. So I don't actually know how we start this up. We're going to relocate our house, and we're going to move it to Hosidius. And that's because there is a area you need to fix in Hosidius. So, but yeah, I guess we just talked to Amy. Amy tells us where to go. But yeah, 59 construction is pretty decent, honestly. The experience rates are pretty right now, to be honest. I think this is because of I don't have the plank sack. But once we get that, hopefully the experience rates will jump up quite a bit. Because right now I'm having to run back to the sawmill after every single inventory. And I think we would probably be able to do 3 contracts without having to bank. Alright, we made it to 61 construction. Honestly, the experience is quite slow. This is a little disappointing because I was hoping it'd be a little bit faster than this, even without the plank sack. I'm a little worried that even with the plank sack, the experience rates are going to be pretty bad at when I'm doing oaks. 56 wood cutting. Alright, 62 construction. Now we can have 27 rooms. Pretty cool. Now we can build a pretty big house. We finally got the points to buy the plank sack, so we're going to buy that now. And yeah, going forward, we'll be able to use our points to buy the supply crates, which will be awesome. And yeah, I guess we just fill it like that, and then I'm going to have to see how it works with like how does it remove from the inventory, because if it doesn't remove from the inventory, we may just actually be able to have the inventory viewer up on our screen, and then we can watch when our inventory is going down. Well, we're in the middle of doing some more construction. We got an experience lamp, so we'll be able to use this in herb lore, and we're actually going to get an herb lore level off of that. And I don't think 62 really gets us anything, but that is an herblore level nonetheless. Alright, 67 construction. This is a great milestone. So I've been recording my experience per hour, as you can kind of see right here on screen. This is like actually a pretty significant improvement over what I was getting before, which was a little under 35k experience per hour. And I've actually not really been that focused. I have taken a couple of breaks in between this time that you're seeing. And I'm still getting 56k experience per hour while being pretty lazy, in my opinion. If I was like hyper focused, I could definitely get like 60k or more experience per hour. But yeah, like I said, I'm just like watching shows, AFKing, getting up, getting water. Like I'm not like hardcore doing this, and I'm still getting 56k experience per hour, which is a lot better than what I was originally thinking. And 69 construction. We're getting levels relatively quickly, but it is starting to get a bit tedious, honestly. 70 construction, that's kind of a big number. I mean, I don't really think there's any major milestone from it, but with that, we are able to do, and if I get the contract, we are able to do the expert contracts now. So I am going to be redeeming my points in just a moment. After the next round, when I get up to 450 points, that way we'll be on a nice even number so we can spend all of our points at once. It's kind of interesting. I mean, soft clay, I'm wondering if there's really a use for that. There probably is not, but nonetheless, yeah, that was a lot less planks than I was kind of expecting, I guess. But I mean, either way, it's not bad. So we got 74 construction. The levels are moving up slowly but surely. We're getting still about 55k experience per hour. Everything's going all right. We're just kind of doing it casually, not trying too hard. I am already getting a little burnt out of this method. I don't really need that much more experience, so we shouldn't have to do this for like too much longer, but yeah, getting a little tired of it. Right, just a quick update. We are just over 1,000 points, which is not really, I mean, that big of a deal, but kind of nice, and we're about to break 600 contracts. It's quite a lot. And 77 construction. Alright, we're just back real quick buying some law runes. I think we're gonna get about 2,000 or so. That should last us until 82 construction, and then also leave us with some extras because we're gonna need it for teleporting anyways. 66 woodcutting. Be hitting 78 construction. So another big level, 2 levels away from 80. Alright, and with this one being completed, we are going to get 80 construction. That's a pretty big level, and the reason this is a pretty big level is because we can now build the achievement gallery. And the achievement gallery unlocks us several important items, but one that we're going to be building right now in particular is we're going to be building the jewelry box space. And the reason we're going to be doing this is because I'm going to actually be trying to do teaks instead of oaks, mostly because I actually think it might be higher experience per hour, and I'm going to be trying it with the actual plank sack, so I'm going to be needing to teleport to a close balloon so that I can travel quickly to the sawmill. That way I can, you know, try and do this in a relatively efficient manner. I don't have Prif unlocked, so this is what we're going to be doing instead. Okay. So now we have it. Let's build this. We can build it while we're staying on top of it. Interesting. Yeah, so we're going to build the first one, which just requires games necklaces and ring of duelings. And then we already have the level really required to build the fancy jewelry box. However, we don't have the supplies for that just yet. And the ornate one, as I've described earlier, is not really something we need, honestly. It is a great addition to have, and we will get it at some point. But ultimately, both of these teleports that we'll have access to are just going to be quality of life, to be stored all in the same place, because we can essentially do both of these right now without having to do that. I have made a huge mistake. And I'm not sure Oh, I've definitely made a huge mistake, and this is gonna make it so not worth it. But I did not unlock the Castle Wars teleport for the... This is just really unfortunate. We getting 81 construction. So we are on the last level that we need in order to build pretty much everything we'll need for quite a long time, with a boost, of course. We got 82 construction. This has been quite the long stretch of doing construction. I really, honestly, ended up not liking this method very much at all. For anyone out there who's going to be doing this method in the future, I mean, I would personally wait until you have Prif unlocked, because Oaks and the Teak method that I did was not super enjoyable, and I think Prif would make it a little bit more enjoyable. It is definitely a lot cheaper than, and a lot more convenient, I think, than doing regular construction with a butler and all that. So I will say that it's kind of a necessary evil for Ultimate Iron Man, and I do think it's great that it is an option. But personally, I was not a big fan of this method. So we're going to be getting a lot of mahogany logs and a lot of teak logs, you know, just to finish this up. I believe there are some mahogany trees somewhere over here. I can't remember. The first things we're going to upgrade is we're going to upgrade as many of these items we can in the costume room, because we do need... So I don't think this needs to be upgraded. I think that's just for show. But the treasure chest we do need to upgrade, so we'll be upgrading that. And then we will need the crystal saw for this one. But we will be upgrading that as well, so we can store everything in here. Fortunately, we don't have to take out the armor sets. You used to have to take out everything in the case in order to store it, which was really bad if you had a lot, like, in the early game and late game. But now you don't have to, and now we have the highest tier. So while we're here, we're actually going to build a couple more things. I'm gonna need to build a menagerie in just a second, but we're gonna need to build a superior garden, which we do not currently have. We'll just build this for now, because we're not going to actually be able to build anything in it just yet, but we will work on building out this pool. I need to go get the items for that, I believe. And then other than that, we probably won't be building anything in here for a while. The teleport space will require us to complete the fairy tale part 2, I believe. So we won't be able to build that right now, but in the future we will. All right. So we are going to need to boost for the few master stash units that we will be using. So I will be getting a kitten right now, because I didn't have one stored in my house or anything like that. And then we'll be feeding it and whatnot over time to get it to grow. And while we're doing that, we're gonna go get 60 mining. So we need 60 mining and 61 crafting to do lunar diplomacy, because our next major goal is to rush straight to 85 crafting. Yeah, but I guess we're just going to start mining, and hopefully this doesn't take too long. Our cat has grown up. It wasn't too long, but we don't want to do this immediately. I'm going to finish off the mining grind before I go and try and do some boosting. So we finished smithing all of our steel bars, and we've cleared up another inventory space, and we've also filled a bit of mahogany planks, so we can go and get some orange spices and start building out some of these master stash units. So by storing the gilded kite shield in the treasure chest, we will not be able to get this out likely ever, but it is cool nonetheless just to have inside the treasure chest storage. But you will need the full set of gilded, which means I'll need the plate legs, the plate body, and the full helm in order to ever take this out again. And that's totally okay. We don't need it. It's purely cosmetic. But if we do scroll down, you can see right here is the rune armor gilded. Alright, so we're starting the crafting grind. As you can see, I do have some screen markers on here because I'm really lazy. I don't even want to have to look at the screen really when I'm purchasing the items. But yeah, we're just starting this out. I'm gonna be doing this like really lazily. I'm gonna just, you can see these are my screen markers. I'm just gonna be hopping worlds, buying them, running to the furnace, and you've probably seen this method before. It's pretty straightforward. This is the perfect dock to do it at before you have super glass make. So we will be doing this until we are 61 crafting, and then once we're 61, we'll go do lunar diplomacy now that we have the requirements, and then from there we will be doing super glass make all the way to 85. And with these lantern lenses, we will be hitting 61 crafting. So we are officially ready to do lunar diplomacy, which we'll be doing right now actually. But we also do need to do the Fremenic trials first. And I remember that quest requiring some sort of fight with no weapons or armor or anything like that. So I don't know if there's anything special I need to do being an Ultimate Iron Man. So I'm going to read about it real fast and figure it all out. But yeah, those two quests are really what's holding us back. Alright, and this should wrap up the quest for us. 3 quest points and a lot of miscellaneous experience. This should be the end of the quest, I believe. Once we get through the dialogue, and lunar diplomacy has been completed up to 192 quest points now. We're closing in on 200, which will give us an additional block, as well as unlock Dragon Slayer 2. So this means that if we pray at the altar, we got up to, wow, 37 rune crafting, nice. If we pray at this altar, we now have access to the lunar spellbook, which is a very important spellbook. This is where I'm going to be parked for quite a while. And the first crafting level of the grind coming in, 62. That was pretty fast, actually. And 65 crafting. That's kind of a big milestone. 68 crafting, but also 1600 total. And if we look ourselves up on the highest scores at 1600 total, we actually are rank 2635 for Ultimate Ironman. So with this, we should be getting to 72 crafting, which is a pretty big number. We're already climbing up pretty fast. 81 magic we just got from that cast. That's pretty cool. Stat restore potion share. Okay, I think that's a lunar spellbook. So I figured I'd take a quick break real quick and do Tears of Guthix, so we're gonna do that real fast and hopefully get some hunter experience, which is what we'll actually need for what we're gonna be doing when we're preparing for the Monkey Madness 2. Alright, we got 122 tears. I don't think that's the best I've done, but should be hopefully enough experience, and yeah, it looks like it is. So we got to 30 hunter. Which is nice because this will actually allow us to skip to net traps, and we will be able to just immediately start training hunter with swamp lizards. So we did actually officially run out of runes. As you can see, we don't have any more astral runes left, so we're going to be buying more. 80 crafting, it's a pretty big one. You can now craft dragonstone amulets. Wait, so do you not even have to boost? I thought it needed 85. Let me see. Oh. Well, so we can make glories and we don't even have to boost. That's pretty cool. 84 crafting. One final level to go. As you can see, this is the final inventory needed for 85 crafting. So we're going to do this real fast. But this has been a super long time coming. This went way slower than I was honestly expecting, but I really didn't have any problems. It was super chill, super AFK, and honestly pretty relaxing. I think that this is one of the easier grinds for an Ultimate Iron Man. It's very straightforward. There was very little competition across the worlds, so it really wasn't too bad overall. But there it is, 85 crafting, and this is a huge level. And I've said it many times, but this unlocks the Fury as well as the Ring of Suffering. So we will be going to make the Fury because we do already have a lot of Chaos Runes. So I will be selling those and then buying the Onyx with it.